Hello everyone, I'm Zero and welcome back to How to Beat the Celestial Tournament with 19 Pets. This week's opponents, we're going to be taking on Taran Zhu, Chen Stormstout, and over there is Wrathion. Wrathion is our healer for this group. He's also the easiest, so he's going to be killed last. Our most difficult opponent is going to be Taran Zhu, so we're going to start off with him first. So for him, you're going to need the Ghostly Skull, Fossilized Hatchling, and Tiny Sporebat. For the Ghostly Skull, you're going to want to have Death Coil, Ghostly Bite, and Unholy Ascension. For the Fossilized Hatchling, you're going to want Bone Bite, Ancient Blessing, and Bone Storm. Tiny Sporebat, Shadow Slash, Creeping Fungus, and Spore Shrooms. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
What do you want, stranger? Pandaria is better.
Alright, so we're going to be starting off with the Ghostly Bite. Alright, now while we're done, we're going to go ahead and switch to our Fossilized Hatchling. And we're going to go ahead and use Bone Storm. Alright, now we're going to switch back to the Ghostly Skull. And we're going to go ahead and use Death Coil. Now, we're going to continue to use Death Coil until we get Blinding Powder, so that was expected. So now we're going to go ahead and switch back to the Fossilized Hatchling. And we're going to go ahead and use another Bone Storm. Now we're going to go ahead and use Bone Bite. And go ahead and use Bone Bite again. Alright, so we're going to reselect the Ghostly Skull. Go ahead and use Death Coil. Take the stun, just pass. Go ahead and use Death Coil again. Alright, so now for our Immortal round against Lee, we're going to go ahead and use Unholy Ascension. Okay, so now that we have, now we're down to our Tiny Sporebat, we're going to go ahead and use a Creeping Fungus. And now we're going to go ahead and just Shadow Slash until Lee dies. And there you go, Lee is dead, and that's it for Taran Zhu. He's beaten. Alright, so let's go ahead and move over to Chen Stormstout. I'm going to switch over to my team for him. Now, for Chen Stormstout, we're going to go ahead and use the Darkmoon Zeppelin, Kunlai Runt, and the Deciduous Globule. For Darkmoon Zeppelin, we're going to use Missile, Bombing Run, and Decoy. For Kunlai Runt, we want Thrash, Mangle, and Rampage. For the Deciduous Globule, we want Acid Touch, Weakness, and Creeping Ooze. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so no matter what, Tonsa's going to use a Headbutt and hit us first, so there's no point in using Decoy yet. Instead, we're going to go ahead and use Bombing Run. Now, Tonsa's Headbutt does also have a chance to stun. In the event that that does happen, immediately forfeit the fight, go to Wrathion and heal up and restart. that stun will mess things up badly. So if you get stunned, just forfeit. So let's go ahead and start off with Bombing Run. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and use Decoy. And now we're going to go ahead and use Missile. And we're going to Missile again. And one last Missile should finish him off. So it doesn't matter here, we just want Chirp to put the Dark Moons up into sleep, so I'm just going to go ahead and use Bombing Run. Yeah, see, we got put to sleep before I could even use it. So now we're going to switch to the Kunlai route. And all we have to do is use Rampage, and Rampage is going to be enough to kill Chirrups. There's the second hit. And there we go, Chirps is dead. Okay, so now for Bruley, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go ahead and use Mangle. And now we're just going to go ahead and use Thrash until our Kunlai Runt dies. Goal here is just to do as much damage as we can to Bruley before we send out our Vicidius Globule. Okay, so time for the Vicidius Globule. So we're going to start off with Creeping Ooze. Oh, that's not good. We missed. So let's go ahead and reapply the Creeping Ooze again. Now we're going to go ahead and use Acid Touch. Oh wow, I keep missing. Alright, let's get Acid Touch on there. Wow, another miss. I'm having really bad luck here. Okay, come on, Acid Touch. There we go. Okay, so now normally it shouldn't take that long to beat Bruley. I just had really bad RNG and kept missing. Okay, so that's it for Chen Stormstout. Now we're going to go ahead and take on Wrathion. Just going to select my Wrathion team here. So for Wrathion, we're going to want the Swamp Croaker, Scourged Whelpling, and then Nubisath Idol. For Swamp Croaker, you're going to want to use Tongue Lash, Swarm of Flies, and Bubble. Scourged Whelpling, Shadow Flame, Call Darkness, and Dreadful Breath. Nubisath Idol, Crush, Stone Skin, and Deflection. So let's go ahead and get started.
We stand at the crossroads of history.
Okay, so for this we're going to first start off with Swarm of Flies. Now we're going to go ahead and use Tongue Lash. Now we're going to go ahead and use Bubble to protect us from his Ice Tomb. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and keep using Tongue Lash until we kill Cindy, and if we need to, we'll refresh our Swarm of Flies. Alright, so Tongue Lash one more time. Alright, now while Cindy's immortal, we're going to go ahead and refresh our swimmer flies up. Okay, so now we're going up against Alex, so we're just going to go ahead and use Tongue Lash. So now all we're doing here is we're just going to try and do as much damage as we can to Alex before our Swamp Croaker dies. Okay, Swamp Croaker is dead, so now we're going to select the Scourged Whelpling. We're going to start this fight off with a Call Darkness. Now we're going to go ahead and use Dreadful Breath. And go ahead, use Dreadful Breath again. The whole point of this is because it also damages his third pet there in the background. There we go. So now... Okay, so now we're fine. Because we still have our immortal round here. Okay, now that the Emperor's done talking, I can finish there saying. So the whole thing with the Scourge Whelpling is Dreadful Breath damages the guy in the back. In the event that your Scourge Whelpling dies before Dala is dead, what you do is you would bring out your Nubisath Idol. You would use Deflection to protect yourself from his Elementium Bolt. You use Stone Skin to protect yourself from his Flamethrower, and then just use Crush to finish killing him. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Also, check out my friend Never's channel. He's some really great World of Warcraft videos too. Alright, bye everyone.